Even big companies have a hard time finding good marketing people. Read a story a few months ago, been busy, haven't been able to blog about it or talk about it. But a pretty amazing story that shows that I say this again and again, there's not enough people out there that know how to do this stuff. Internet marketing is a brand new industry. It's been around for maybe 20 years. It hasn't been around for that long. And there's just not enough people that know how to do it. It's not being properly taught in schools. It changes, it evolves so much. The only way that I know what I know is because I've been doing it for so long. But I mean, the first few years that I was doing this, I really wasn't that good at it either. Been doing it since 2003, and now it's 2018, so I've been doing it for a while. And I know it works through trial and error, through what works, what doesn't work. We stick with what works and we keep going with it. So this big publicly traded company called Hardware Restoration. There was a Goldman Sachs conference that was held a few months ago. Hardware Restoration's a big company, and their CEO was one of the keynote speakers, and he talked about his experience with online marketing. He talked about how his marketing team at one point came to him last year, and they were asking for double the budget. They wanted the company to spend double the money on their online marketing, and for good reason. That when they looked at the numbers in terms of the customer acquisition costs, in terms of how much it took to acquire a customer, the online marketing effort was the lowest. Like, out of all the ways that the company brought in new customers, online marketing was the least expensive and the most profitable. So it was something that the CEO wanted to look at, but he wanted more data, wanted some sort of evidence. So when the CEO took a closer look at it, he found out that the campaign was bidding on 3,200 keywords, which is normal. Like, you want to bid on a lot of different stuff. The thing that was alarming, though, was the fact that there were only 22 keywords out of the 3,200 that actually resulted in people going on their shopping cart and actually buying the product. But the thing that was most alarming was, what were those 22 keywords? Every single one of the 22 keywords were all different variations on the company's own name. That means that 98%, not 100%, but 98% of all of the sales and all the customers that the online marketing company generated were off of people searching the company name. Now let that sink in for a moment, because if somebody goes on their shopping cart and goes on their website, and the way they search is by typing in hardware restoration, this person has already heard about them. This person has, maybe even been a customer before, and they're just, they're not going to go and type their website address in directly. A lot of people are going to go to Google and they're going to type the company name in to do a search. So these are people that already know who Hardware Restoration are. 98%. So out of all the money that this big company spent on their online marketing team, 98% of all that money went towards getting people that probably already were going to be their customers anyway. That 98% of the money was going towards hardware restoration, meaning that if their SEO team is worth anything, they would already be ranking number one for their company name anyway through SEO. In the organic part, they should already be popping up for their company name. So why are you going to pay for every time someone clicks when somebody's searching your company name, when you should be able to pull up number one for that anyway? Makes no sense. So like, only 2% of their money that they were spending went towards getting actual new customers. So this is a big publicly traded company. They hire in-house staff, they hire people, and 2% of that budget actually went towards getting new customers, which is amazing. And a big reason is not just because there's not enough people out there that know how to do it. Something else for you to understand how our industry works, because I know a lot of people in the industry, and I read about different people writing articles. There are people in this industry, they want to get away from being responsible for results. The reason is because this stuff is hard. Like it's really hard to do online marketing because it's so competitive. It's difficult to do it. Like you really got to know how to do it in order to make money off of it. So there's a lot of people in our industry, like they don't want to be responsible. Like they'll write articles talking about how like we got to focus on more things than getting new customers. You know, like websites have more value than that. Like you can't forget about existing customers, and the website's got to have this and that, and you know, new customers, you know, can't be the only thing. The only problem with that is that every single business owner that I talk to, the primary concern, the primary reason why they spend money on marketing is they want to get new customers. That's the whole reason why they want to do it in the first place. It's because they want to make more money. It's like any investment. You know, you make an investment hoping that you're putting out a risk. You know, you are being subjected to a risk. But you're doing that, you're risking the potential loss of money because you're hoping to get more money back. And a lot of people in our industry, because it's so hard, they want to kind of shy away from that and say, oh, it's not the marketer's responsibility to get customers, and you know, we're going to market you and we're going to advertise you, but whether or not you get customers, you know, that we have nothing to do with that. And that's unfortunately, that's how a lot of people think, and they think that way because they don't want to be responsible for it because it's hard to do it. They just want to do work and get paid for it. So for all of you that are out there that have had horror stories, and believe me, I've heard a lot over the years, in terms of spending money with somebody and not getting anything back. These are a few of the reasons why this type of thing happens. Happens mainly for these two reasons. So you're not alone, you know, and even the big companies suffer from it.